This is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and I am kind of excited about doing this video. It's a video on growing food for health and medicine, as medicine. The only way to do that is to take the holistic approach, meaning look at the whole system. Unfortunately, our food is grown for production value, and they've done 100 years of studying enemies of their crops rather than looking at all the stuff involved in growing the plant. The microbiome of the plant, the microbiome of the soil, the microbiome of the person eating the food. It's kind of scary how 100 years has erased the fact that cow manure, grass-fed cow manure, is how food is grown regeneratively. People don't even know that in Florida, and my community, the tropical fruit community, kind of ran me off and tried to rebrand me. Fortunately, I have published a large amount of videos that is evidence that their rebranding isn't true. So I watched this video by John Kemp of AE, Advancing Eco Agriculture, on YouTube. I love John Kemp and everything he does. Well, most everything. But I try to watch all his videos, beginning to end. But they had Dr. Dijkstra, who is, I believe, a doctor in entomology from Florida. And he did 100-year, this video just came out like yesterday. He did a 100-year chronology of the Florida citrus industry and the production levels. And he also did the number of trees to get those production levels. And the entire farm management practice is to find an enemy and how to get rid of it. And so they developed these systems to grow citrus that kills all the microbiology in the soil. I mean, it hasn't been that long, like less than 20 years, that you used to drink orange juice for vitamin C. For some reason, the Florida citrus brand is one of poison. And that's kind of what if you're not growing plants for medicine, you're growing them for poison. And they have these chemicals. It turns out these chemicals that they have now, they give to these insecticides, known agents of causing stupidity in humans. These chemicals that they use to grow the food that cause the disease in the plants and kill all the microbiome, the microbiology in the soil that they never studied. I mean, University of Florida is so far behind on soil health, it's crazy. The tropical fruit community of Palm Beach had I guess the University of Florida sponsored lecture on soil health, and they didn't even know what they were talking about. It was like a 10-year-old level of soil health. Nothing against 10-year-olds, but that's what it was. They tried to rebrand me as somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. Well, excuse me, I'm like the only biodynamic, organic, certified farm of these rare tropical fruits in the nation, so I think I'm highly qualified to share my experience on how to grow food organically. Food, the vitamin C levels, when you're drinking your Florida orange juice, you're not getting vitamins. You don't do it for vitamin C now. Now you're drinking systemic insecticides. Orange flavored and systemic insecticides. And I've seen these citrus go through Indian River County when they're picking them, and they look like some rotten ass fruit. They're not orange, they're not yellow, they're kind of brown and green and black. So the citrus industry, there's some old groves. I've got trees growing from seeds from over 100-year-old groves of citrus, organically managed citrus. So the citrus is very easy to grow here. And I've shown that in videos from seed, but today's citrus, the citrus reached full maturity at like 35 years. But Florida citrus today, the maturity, they die at like 15 years. That's the life expectancy of a citrus tree, a long-lived tree. Do you really think that if you're killing the trees within 15 years, so you're going from something that could live 100 years to something that dies at 15, by 15, so probably earlier for a lot of them. It's your farm management practice, and University of Florida, you really need to advance your molecular biology and your quantum biology higher education, and combine these with the biochemical fields to grow tropical fruit trees, and that includes citrus, because your practices have almost ruined Florida. We're pretty close. We're at the tipping point. I know it. Citrus groves used to be a beautiful thing, but like the cow manure and like the vitamin C, now they're places you don't want to go because they're bad for your health. That's not looking at a growth system that's holistic, that would grow food as medicine that citrus used to be known for. So all this microbiology, it turns out, is how you get a healthy ecosystem. They used to tell me I couldn't do what I was doing before I got my video camera out and published the work on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. The chemical industry tries to prop up various YouTube collectors, hoarders, tropical fruit hoarders. But none of those people have fruited all the stuff we've fruited in under 6 years. So I haven't seen it. So I know this biological natural system works, and that's how you grow medicinal food. Thank you to the Regenerative Cannabis, Future Cannabis Project on YouTube. They have some weird stuff a lot of times, but when they're spot on, they give some good freaking information, and it's very innovative. And I believe that the citizen farmers, scientists, organic ones, the ones that are growing food as medicine, have a lot to show these colleges. That are teaching growing food as poison. Because that's what they're doing. When you're sucking up a glass of insecticide with your orange juice, that's poison. That's not, the vitamin C ain't gonna help you. Pollution is your environment. And if you're feeding your environment pollution, you reap what you sow. That's what you're gonna get. A toxic environment. It's so freaking basic. It's hard to believe that they rebranded nature as toxic. Something that should be killed. That's how you turned our medicine into poison. Your stupidity and your greed for money at all costs. "100 years at University of Florida." They just are like, I mean, I can look at their published work and see that they are so screwed up. I mean, it's like, it's not very hard. I could go on and on and on with all the misinformation they provide and the earth, human, and plant destroying practices that they encourage. All in the name of higher education. I mean, it's like, I looked University of Florida and soil health, and there's an article come up that fungi is the only thing that can degrade lignin. I don't even need to look at any of their other stuff to know that this is like so untrue that it's scary that a college that even has something like that up. This is where people go to for information and how to do stuff. It's really not the people's fault. I think we can all say that Americans' health has not gotten very good. There's something wrong with our food system. Thankfully, I don't get discouraged making these videos anymore. When I would post on the Tropical Food Forum, because that was my community, and I was looking for answers on how to grow organically, I would get run off or laughed, and that was the chemical cartels and the people that promote poisons. When people are saying green is red and red is blue, and they're not 2-year-olds, there's some serious health problems going on with your brain, with our brains. And the medical cannabis people have the citizen growers, thank you, citizen grower scientists, because they have real hands-on experience, kind of had to prove that their products were beneficial to your health. So the molecular biologists that grow and all those people got together and traded information and discovered that the environment affects the medicinal quality of your food. I mean, it's kind of like, whoa, yeah, that makes sense. Do you want the fruit from the 100-year-old citrus tree, or do you want the fruit from the 8-year-old citrus tree that's going to die in 7 years? I don't want any Florida citrus. I mean, it's really, come on. What in the hell are you trying to do to us? Oh, these chemical companies also own the Western medicine companies that makes the chemicals to give to the people that hides a disease and causes 20 other diseases. But they'll give you a pill for that too. It's the same ridiculous poison they're trying to get you to ingest. Well, we are ingesting it because a lot of people don't even believe in organic, around Florida especially. California, they get it in areas. I mean, the advances in science just in the last 10 years have proven that all this information is true, that the microbiology in the soil and the plant and the gut is important. And if you're killing it all with your insecticides, herbicides, fungicides, and your synthetic nitrogen, which, I mean, the water-soluble nitrogen causes disease in plants. If it's causing diseases in plants, it's going to end up causing diseases in you. There's so much stuff that we just don't understand and know about growing plants in the biological world. And even the simple act of saying a prayer over your seeds can determine the outcome of your success of your plant. They've done studies on it. It's true. I always say a prayer before I do my videos and ask the unknown world, the natural unknown world, for help. It works. I don't do any, I don't write anything down. I just ramble stuff off that comes out of my head. A lot of times I can't even think of what I'm saying. I just spit it out. I do know that since I started eating food from our farm here, our biodynamic food, that my brain works better and my health is better. And I feel very good and healthy. It's kind of amazing. Food is medicine. The whole system needs to be taken into account, not the stuff that they want to kill, not the stuff that they are trying to find is the problem, not the stuff that is poisons, for sure. Why do you want to eat that? It causes disease in you. It kills your microbiome. If it's killing the soil microbiome, it's going to kill your microbiome. I mean, come on. It's like so freaking obvious. I'm glad that I started making these videos because I feel like I finally belong to a community in Florida. And I know there's like-minded individuals like me out there who are afraid to speak up. But us citizens, scientists, growers have the ability to shine a spotlight on the issues that these so-called higher education people have gotten all wrong. I don't think it's the monocrop system that's so much the problem, because I know that monocrops can create soil suppressive soil or disease suppressive soil. So I don't think that's it, but we need to look more at the microbiology rather than just kill it all. That's how you turn food into medicine. It's the environment, a healthy environment, just like farm-raised salmon. What's better, the natural one or the one that's farm-raised? It's the natural one. Our farm-raised stuff is what they grow to make gasoline for your car. Do you think that's really a good product to eat? Or feed your animals? They do the same stuff to the animals. That's how they were able to rebrand cow manure as bad. The same people that brought you the chemicals that are causing the disease in your citrus trees and making them only live 15 years. are the same people that rebranded and created the feeds to make the cow manure toxic. We've really got to stop polluting ourselves. If we stop polluting ourselves through our food systems, then we'll stop polluting the world and everything else. And your pollutants that you people use in your little hoarding of plants, because you think it's up to somebody else, move into healthy systems, healthy environments. Florida's kind of at a tipping point, and we need to get together and wake people up, us citizens, scientists, farmers. People need to really get people to wake up, because the health of my fellow citizens isn't that good. I know I've had friends for a long time, and it seems like the ones that don't get on the bandwagon of eating healthy and knowing where their food comes from all kind of go down the same path of taking the pill and then having to take another one and then another one and then another one. And I know when I go to the doctor, they're kind of surprised that I'm not on like 10 pills. You're killing your microbiome with the food you're eating. The plants microbiome that they get from the soil microbiome. It's one whole system. This like farm practices they do, that's like mowing with machinery on sand in Florida. You got to kind of look at the obvious and what that does to your soil. Just doing that. If you have like a system that looks like this, we don't have pest and disease pressure. The bugs live in, the beneficial bugs live and eat the other bugs that live in the unmowed system. The bugs don't like the mowing. All you're doing is removing carbon. I mean, does this look unhealthy to you? It certainly doesn't to me. Changing the pH through mowing is going to change your microbiology in your soil to a more disease-causing microbiology. Plant disease-causing microbiology. Food should be our medicine. Our foods need to be growing in a healthy environment. We need to create this healthy environment before it's too late. Anyway, this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and that's my rant for the day. Hope you have a good one.